Your support makes this show possible. Please support the Playhouse and keep our doors open.
Three characters, three life stories, and now their stories are braided together. Cool.
So what happens next?
What do you mean, what happens next?
What's the next chapter?
There is no next chapter. It's done. Ended. Finished. That's where I ended it. The editor liked it, the publishers liked it, the public liked it. It gave them just enough excitement to titillate their emotions without going so deep as to actually force them to think. It was perfect. And now, it's over.
That can't be right.
Right?
He means your three characters are meeting.
They can't be meeting. There is no meeting. Look at the screen. I wrote the end.
Are you certain?
Of course I'm certain.
An Olympian, a performer, an artist. After so many trials and travails, they have all accomplished something great.
They've all accomplished something great.
Are they happy, at peace,
Proud, embarrassed.
What will they share with each other as the next chapter of their lives begins?
I don't appreciate this, guys. What is this? Fan fiction? I don't appreciate you messing with my story. And I really don't appreciate you messing with my computer.
We did it!
We just wondered how your story might have continued, but that's all.
So what are you suggesting? That I wrote this next part in my sleep? My characters all achieve success in their own milieu.
Exactly, but for some reason, they want to meet now. They want to continue their adventure. Why?
You're the philosopher. You figure it out.
Maybe because their successors are only the beginning.
Maybe because they're lonely at the top.
Maybe they need to interact with like-minded individuals.
I don't want that.
But maybe they do.
Bizarre. Why would anyone else want to share their innermost feelings with someone else? I'm supremely happy alone in my writer's garret. Pleased with my own successes. They should be too.
But they're not. They're making their own story. They're talking.
I can see that, genius. What are they talking about?
Paris.
The city?
Yes, genius. The city.
The story was called The Triumphant Three. Three women, each brilliant at their respective crafts, receive the highest honors possible in their fields. Every reader can relate to at least one of them, feel special, feel that they too can succeed.
I know, I've read it. It's in the library where I study. It's pretty good.
Pretty good. It's amazing. I was so bummed when it ended. I wanted more.
Of course you did. You're my groupie, my biggest fan. But you can't force me to create a story that I don't want to write.
Too late.
This is really weird, isn't it?
I agree.
Yeah, me too. It's like as if our lives were going along beautifully, just as we always imagined they would. And then right when we reach the height of our dreams and we're ready to live happily ever after, someone comes along and changes everything.
What?
Like instead of real people, we were characters in a book. And the author just picked up his pen and changed everything.
What?
I mean, that's what you meant when you said that everything is weird, right?
I just meant it's weird the three of us are together meeting for the first time since we come from such different disciplines. Yeah, we're in the same hotel, in the same cafe, and all three of us here for special events, but three different special events. Funny coincidence, don't you think?
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
Huh?
I'm sorry, my mouth just runs away with me sometimes.
We noticed.
I used to feel so grounded most of the time. Now, I'm floating.
It'll pass. Yeah, I feel so excited, but my body can't take going to another party. Oh, my name's Valentina, by the way. What about y'all? I'm Angie. I'm also extremely tired. I just flew back from Paris.
OMG, my name is May. I've always wanted to go to Paris. What were you doing there?
My art just won first place at the creativity competition at the Louvre. Paris, the Louvre, I've been and it's beautiful. I just won gold at the 400-meter butterfly.
Oh wow! I just starred in the opening night production of The Cat in the Hat on Broadway.
So you're here for the annual Dr. Seuss convention?
I'm this year's celebrity guest.
Cool.
And you're here for that Sports for All banquet?
Actually, it's in my honor.
Fabulous! What about you?
Nothing as fancy as you guys. I'm here for the France and Los Angeles gallery showing. And when your paintings can be auctioned off? Yeah, for charity.
So, why are we all sitting at the same table if we've never met before? And how strange is it that all three of us just had a dream come true?
Yeah.
How strange is it that all three of us are at this hotel, special guests of huge events? 3 different events. And we're sitting here as if we knew each other, but we don't.
That is strange. Very strange. It's a coincidence, of course.
Of course.
I mean, this hotel is famous for hosting special events, and every special event needs a special guest. So it stands to reason that the three of us should end up here.
At the same table?
Strangers at a table, ran in for a book. Yeah, one of us were a novelist.
It could be the name of a painting.
Or a Broadway musical, or the biography of a famous sports star.
Fate brought us together.
Fate?
Fate. We belong together.
Kindred spirits?
I think so. This may sound bizarre, but I've always been alone. Crowds, huge crowds, fans, paparazzi everywhere. But it felt as if there was a bubble around me. You know what I mean?
I do. They say it's lonely at the top. And maybe they're right. Painting is a personal experience. And I love that. But I don't want to always feel alone, you know?
Exactly. But just for clarity, all three of us came here to be special guests at huge events.
Right.
And I'm guessing all three of us wanted a private moment to gather our thoughts before having to turn on our public faces.
Right.
So how did we get here?
That's simple. I won my gold medal and then I packed my bags and marched proudly at the stream and then I received my award and left the Louvre and walked on the road to be bowling, basking in my glory and then
I got 10 curtain calls and a standing ovation. I left through the stage door to avoid the crowds. And then
I can't remember anything else until you said, "This is really weird, isn't it?"
and it is. It most certainly is.
Are you working on anything new?
Kind of. It's about a swordsman who travels across the world with his girlfriend and his best friend in order to defeat his father.
Interesting.
I've said too much.
Tell us more.
If I talk about something before I write it, it disappears. It's like putting the ideas out into the open air makes them shrivel and fade.
Okay, so don't talk about it, just tell us. Is it the sequel to the Triumphant 3?
It has nothing to do with the Triumphant 3. That story's finished.
Obviously, it's not finished.
So why are you writing a new one?
It's my version of product placement.
I still don't understand why the meeting of the Triumphant 3 characters isn't in the story.
You're the philosopher. You'll figure it out. So, Valentina, how does it feel to be the youngest athlete ever to win the gold in the 400-meter butterfly?
It's great. It fulfills all my dreams.
You've always dreamed of being a world-class swimmer?
Definitely. And now I have so many sponsors too. Pepsi, State Farm, Reebok.
That's quite a coup. Surely you know you're the role model for all the aspiring young girls in the nation. Is there anything you'd like to say to them?
Oh yes. Always follow your dream. Never let anyone tear you down. And if you want to feel that adrenaline rush, always drink Pepsi. Get your mom and dad to protect you with State Farm insurance and race around the world in your Reeboks. Then you'll really be world class.
I see. A Tony Award, a motion picture deal, a recording contract, an exclusive product placement. How does it feel?
It's amazing, beyond anything I've ever dreamed of.
So what's next? Any new projects on the horizon?
Not yet. I just want to bask in the glory of my current work. Entertaining people, making kids smile, that's what it's all about, right?
Not everyone would agree with you. For some celebrities, it's the money, or the fame, or the power.
Well, of course, the money, and the fame, and the power will let me pursue my dream. I mean, it was always great performing shows in my backyard, making my little brother and his friends laugh. But now, I can do that for thousands of people. Millions of people once the movie comes out.
That makes sense.
Of course, and just think, every time one of my fans purchases a show program, or a keychain, or a download, or a logo jacket, or a poster, or a collectible, they think about how I entertained them in the show, and they'll smile. It's perfect.
Indeed. Have you always wanted to paint?
Ever since I can remember.
Your works are definitely unusual. Everyone interprets them differently.
I love that. My art can be anything who wants to be.
But when you paint, don't you have a particular subject in mind?
Maybe. But that's my private inspiration.
Can you share just one inspiration with us? Your admirers would love to know.
My art reflects who I am. The colors are my emotions. And here in the museum gift shop, they have all these adorable little copies of my works on handbags and backpacks,
Mugs and mouse pads, postcards and placemats.
That didn't really answer the question.
And what's so great is that people who can't afford thousands of dollars for my original works can still share my talents and creativity. C'est très bien.
C'est très bizarre.
What happened to your hair?
What do you mean?
Last time I checked, it was very long.
Was it?
Was it?
I can never remember.
Okay. So what's going on with Richard? He was writing something, then he just stopped.
Maybe he's thinking.
Maybe he's catatonic.
Whatever he's doing, he hasn't been able to stop the triumphant three.
Yeah, they're still going strong.
He really thought we were trying to add to his story.
That's not a bad idea.
What do you mean?
I mean, he's off in his own world right now.
So?
So maybe we can add to the story. We could just type up a few lines and see what happens.
I don't know.
Oh, come on! We could write something really cool and impressive, and then maybe we could be our own version of the Triumphant Three.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna try it. What's the worst that could happen?
Uh-oh.
My biggest dream? To own a team like Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhaney.
Intriguing. You want to discover a down-and-out team and help them fulfill their true potential.
Well, yeah, sure, but what I actually want is my own TV show, like Ryan and Rob.
So it's not really about the sport. You're selfish, greedy, and shallow, like all the rest.
Hey, wait a minute. Who are you? You aren't the sportscaster who's been interviewing me. Where am I? What's going on?
I'd love to keep talking with you, but it looks as though they're calling you up to the stage.
Stage? What stage? What are you talking about?
The celebrity event of the year, the Triumphant Three, the artist, the athlete, the actress.
Who?
You and your two besties.
I don't have any besties.
Distancing yourself from them now won't do you any good. Everyone knows about the three of you and your crazy antics, but your fans love you, so you can get away with it. Go on. Time to make your speech.
Speech?
Don't play dumb, little lady. You and your gang of international celebrities are about to make your speech. That's what all your fans have paid $1,000 a ticket to see.
$1,000 a ticket? $1,000 a ticket? I'm sure it's for a good cause. My bank account!
$1,000 a ticket? Should have been $10,000 a ticket. We're worth it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
we're so happy you could come here, although we really don't know where here is. And we're thrilled that you have spent so much money to come and see us.
We were supposed to give a speech.
But we were too busy doing product placement appearances that we didn't have time to prepare anything.
You didn't really come to hear us speak anyhow. You just came to look upon us. So, here we are. Enjoy the view. And now,
Let's
party!
This is not as easy as we thought.
You can say that again.
This is not as easy as we thought.
Ha! Richard was under a lot of pressure. I guess writing is hard.
I figured we were helping him by adding to the story.
Seems like we're only making it worse.
I'm gonna delete everything he wrote. That should at least put things back the way they were.
Perfect.
I deleted everything, including the part where the Triumphant Three first meets at the cafe. So now the story ends right where Richard wanted it to.
And no one will ever be the wiser.
It didn't work! It's just getting worse! We have to fix it!
Look, lady, I don't know who you think you are, but you've just broken the law.
I'm a world-famous artist. My paintings go for thousands. You can sell this wall and live in comfort for the rest of your life.
Nice try, but I've had my eye on you for some time now. You're just a low-life defacer, not a very good one either. Now get out of here before I forget I'm a good guy and cuff ya.
Hey! You were supposed to be practicing for your lifeguard certification, not swimming laps!
I'm a world-class gold medalist. Let someone else be the lifeguard.
Gold medalist! Ha! Or do you mean that plastic medal you won at the public pool when you were 9 years old?
What are you talking about? I'm a winner.
Not a bad mugshot, although not the sort of headshot you're used to.
Very funny, Warden. Very funny.
After that stunt you and your friends pulled, you should thank your lucky stars you got as little time as you did.
We were just having fun.
Fun? The three of you practically destroyed the entire auditorium.
We did give our fans a good show.
Fans, right. So have you thought about what I said?
What, that I'm crazy? That I didn't win the Tony?
According to my report, you never even performed.
Then how come I was invited to all those events?
You were the understudy, part of the entourage.
And what about the other two? The ones I'm supposed to know but never figured out how?
The artist was just a docent at the museum. The athlete, she was on the team. Came in dead last.
But I remember everything so clearly.
They messed with your minds.
Who did?
The author, I suppose.
Author?
Yeah, the guy who wrote your book.
My book?
Yes, the best-selling novel, The Triumphant Three.
I think I read it.
You didn't read it, you are it. So maybe the author decided to change your storyline. Or maybe not the author. From what I gather, he was happy with his story the way it was. His readers were too, but he had a couple of editors who felt differently, and they seemed to have... The editors! Wesley and Mango! They did this! Sorry, kid, I gotta go save my reputation.
What about me? And the Triumphant Three?
Who knows? Maybe you'll have better luck in his next book, if you're in it at all. You never know. The Triumphant Three. Ha! The word triumphant is a misnomer.
What is he talking about?
Some woman named Misnomer.
Fame, money, power. Is that the definition of triumph, or is it rather the description of something that corrupts, that makes you egotistical to the point of ending your career, maybe even your life? The perfect definition of a youth misspent.
What was that?
Now he's talking about some woman named Miss Spence.
Perhaps fame is not something to be wished for. Perhaps it is better to fertilize one's roots with humility. Fame, money, power. Are they travel aids on the road to perfection, or are they the very tools that lead to the destruction of the soul, the demolition of creativity, the demonization of the artistic soul?
Okay, now he's really lost it.
Maybe he's losing it by finding himself.
Valentina, I tried to make you perfect. The perfect athlete, trim, fit, strong. Just right for product placement, gold medals, the works.
And then you tore me down.
Yikes! Where did she come from?
I didn't tear you down. Mango and Wesley did that.
We did not.
It doesn't matter. Losing all that fame I've never had in the first place, made me come to my senses. And meeting May and Angie, it made me realize that friendship counts for more than a trophy or a medal or winning a race. Whoever brought us together, that's the person I want to thank. The Triumphant Three aren't triumphant because we have fame or fortune. We're triumphant because we have each other.
So he did some good after all.
Angie, you were born to be an artist. I made you an international success, but it turned you, and your art spoiled like milk gone off in the heat. So I took your success away, pushed you down to the bottom of the heap. What will you do? Survive or surrender? How shall I end your story?
I thought it was the best.
Not you too.
When the world told me I was the worst. Could I draw at all? Even a stick figure? I had to start from scratch. So I picked up a pencil and a sheet of paper, curious of the unknown outcome. I closed my eyes, laid the pencil on the paper, and let my mind and my hand work together. What to draw? I had no idea because my eyes were closed, metaphorically. So I thought back to everything that had happened. The pride, the fame, the friends, and I started to smile. My hand began to move, flowing over the paper like water. And when I opened my eyes, there we were, a panorama portrait picture. The three of us, together.
Who reads my books? Young adults? Self-help fans? Parents trying to understand their kids?
I read your books.
I do too.
In the library.
Of course, the library inside the book I wrote.
Wait, if the library is inside the book, then am I inside your book too?
And me?
Yes, and me. I put myself into the book. I'm a famous author. The rest of you will be excited to have me, right? Now I know the title for the sequel. The Successful Six. Cool!
Cool? You're a narcissist. I don't want anything more to do with you. Write a sequel without me. Call it The Famous Five.
You're a stuck-up bully. I don't want to be part of your sequel. I'm going out on my own. Maybe I'll be a model. I've certainly got the looks. Call your sequel The Fortunate Four.
I'm a bully?
Yes, you made us famous and then took pleasure in tearing us down. Write your book without me. I'm getting on Draw Magic Mountain. Drawing caricatures. See ya.
Richard, you are such a disappointment. You seem to have such high ideals in the beginning, exploring the effects of fame and fortune on the unformed teen mind, or on any mind. I was happy to participate, even if it meant falling from the heights of happiness to the depths of despair. But what happened? You succumbed to the pressure of greed and egotism, and perhaps you yourself are the perfect example of what fame and fortune can do to a person. But I don't have to stick around to watch.
So now there's just me and May. I can create a sequel for the two of us. Maybe I'll call the sequel The Terrific 2. That's it. I'll be like that mystery author who always writes the alphabet books. A is for alibi. B is for burglar. I don't have to stop at 26. If I use numbers, I can go on to infinity. Amazing.
Silly boy.
May, there you are. I wondered where you'd gone.
Just wandering around. But here's a question for you. But why write a sequel at all? Do you really have anything more to say than what was in your first book?
Of course. At least, I think so.
So, is your writing process about art? About creativity?
I guess.
Or is it about satisfying your ego or your bank account?
That has nothing to do with it. Well, not a lot.
Why do you think sequels usually suck? Because they aren't to satisfy your artistic voice.
I wrote the Triumphant 3 to explore the effects of success on the teenage psyche, right?
And did you succeed?
My fans think I did.
But
But I don't know. My mind's a blank. I have no thoughts. I can't even remember why I wrote it to begin with.
because you didn't.
I didn't. Then who?
My original title was The Monetization of the Creative Spirit, but I knew no one would want to read a book with that name. So I couched my philosophy in a fantasy story for the young adult genre. And by doing so, wasn't I monetizing my creative spirit? The book was a big success. The critics loved the twists and turns and the surprise ending. Although one of them said I had too many surprise endings. But did anyone actually get my point? Do you?